at the end of the day, you don't really care. It sounds like, or you don't know, and nobody else knows.
He asked the question.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't know. Nobody else cares.
Yeah, what I said
Man,
backwards.
hey, don't put it like that. Even though it's
I mean,
don't put it like that.
yeah,
Don't
man.
just.
Come on. Well, I don't.
Hi there. Welcome to another stimulating episode of Old Black Men Conversations. I am one of your co-hosts, David H. Dudley III, aka Sweet Sunny D, aka Cakey, aka Baker Man.
What? Oh, am I next? Hi. I'm having allergy problems. I'll be sneezing throughout. Hopefully not. But anyway, I'm the real Cliff Barnes, and I just like to welcome everybody to this episode. Are you speaking now, or is he?
I got confused. I'm not used to being this high in the hierarchy.
I don't know what
So
see,
I
saying.
didn't know.
I'm just saying, I didn't know there was a hierarchy, or a pecking order, as it were. But anyway, tell them who you
No,
are.
forget him. Forget
You're still
him.
the same person,
Nah,
even though you're
forget
not
that.
in a
Forget that.
different
Forget
part
that. Forget
of
that
the
for now, man.
set.
Forget that, man. You ain't got no cue cards or that. You might need some cue cards up in there.
Cue card.
You know,
Or a telephone.
Jake Walker, the big head talker.
Okay, I'm
Call me
Gary.
Shaky Boo OZ.
I'm sorry, I stepped on Jake. Go ahead, man.
That's right. Still boy wonder.
Oh boy, I tell you.
Yeah, we're off to a rip-roaring to start.
Okay, you
I'm
still
sure
gonna say who you are?
I'm
or-
Gary. I'm the street philosopher.
Oh,
And what I do is I try to add perspective in everybody's life. It's very confusing out there now. So when things don't make sense to you, just text us or put it in the comment section and we'll help you out.
I want to give you guys these.
Start the opening again.
I want to give you guys these.
What is it? Oh, that's the t-shirts?
So here's y'all's official logo. All right, that's the four of y'all in whatever order you want it to be in. And then on the back, Gary.
Hey,
Oh, you go there.
We got
hey, I got identity.
Street Philosopher. That's you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. And then next we got Old Sweet Sunny D.
Is that enough names?
I know. You got all them aliases.
And then we got Boy Wonder.
You go.
I'm gonna fix yours because I did that little green dot right there.
Okay, I
I'll
see
fix
that.
that. And of course, we have Regular Man.
Regular man.
Yes. Ta-da!
You guys go.
It is I.
I'd like to thank all of my friends for this wonderful award. Whatever.
All right, just a minute. Just a minute.
They really like me.
Keep the word friends out of your mouth.
I said keep your friends out.
Hey man, y'all should not be laughing at black on black crime.
Right.
It wasn't no crime. That was rape, man. No.
But that's
that
not
was
a crime.
Yeah, that ain't a crime. That's just
It is a crime.
suicide. That's part of suicide, man.
What?
What?
It killed his career, man.
No, it didn't.
It went up.
What are you talking
Who?
about?
Uh-huh.
That slap in the face he got on the Oscars.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock's went up, but Will's went down.
Will Smith.
Right. Whose career died?
Will's.
Not really.
Because he did a marvelous movie, and that last movie he did was any other time, if that shit hadn't happened, that sucker rolling straight to the top too. But that killed his career.
Okay.
Oh, it ain't killed nothing.
Is Kanye's career killed?
Really?
Hell no, Kanye's coming up.
Well,
Ask
there you go.
Yeah.
See?
Ask anybody. He's
Well,
coming up.
there you go.
Anybody.
See?
Is Kanye coming up?
Hell yeah.
But no.
You know, he
Negative-
just opened the Yeezy store right
Yeah.
next door to the Adidas complex.
Negative publicity is publicity.
Yeah.
You know, we're still talking about them this far after that incident, and then
But I
you know
think
their career.
that's because
Chris Rock had a
he
killer
knows how to
special
cry,
on.
man. He knows how to cry. He's very prolific in knowing how to cry on cue.
Who was
Well, he's
crying?
a thespian.
Well, he's the
You
one.
pay me enough money. Oops.
You can't cry.
Did I go too high or too low?
No. He said thespian.
Thespian. That's what.
Right.
That's
What
what.
did
Not
you
a
hear?
lesbian.
What did you hear?
A lesbian.
No, he
That's
said he's
later
a
in the show.
thespian.
Wait a minute, man. No,
He said thespian.
But yeah, he's
Thespian.
a great actor, but he's a character actor, man. And you know,
Well,
they don't last long out there in Hollywood.
they last longer than stars. A lot of stars go up and burn the hell out, but character actors, you be seeing
Not
them
if you
for
put
years
it in
and
cement
years
and put it on the
years.
sidewalk.
Baby,
Well-
you don't notice this. Every time you say something interesting, I get to David Dudley. I get to
Like what?
like that's man.
Marvel's of the Boy Wonder, man.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, we're still trying to avoid the subject of suicide in America.
not actually. We just
Which I
never
think
came up.
is an epidemic. I think it's getting to epidemic proportions. You know?
Getting?
It has been for a while.
I
It
mean,
Hasn't
seems.
been reported.
Like your boy said, Earthquake, talking about, you know, we used to know who the killers were, but for some reason, you know, this has
Well, I
got
think it-
beyond our vision, you know.
I think it's just a matter of numbers. There weren't as many of us on the planet back then, and the percentage of us that had mental issues was smaller. Now there's more of us, and the problem is the amount of people that have mental issues is higher percentage-wise than when we were younger back in the day. And that's what it is. There wasn't as many people in America. There wasn't as many people in Seattle. When I first came to Seattle, Seattle was barely barely 400,000 people.
Exactly.
Right now, it's probably closer to 1 million.
Exactly.
And that's Seattle proper. That's not King County
Greater
and
Seattle.
Greater Seattle. No, that's Seattle proper. Inside the boundaries of Seattle, close to 1 million people. And so, of these amounts of people, and this is, you know, society-wide, the amount of mental issues is disproportionate to the amount of people that they are, whereas it wasn't as much so when we were younger. So now you didn't have that background of dealing with these problems, so now how do you expect to just pull shit out your ass and just boom, it works? No, you have
Yeah.
so much mental things going on, hundreds, we ain't even halfway through the year, there's hundreds of mass shootings already. And that didn't happen as much back when we were younger.
As a matter of fact, in 1973, to show you how big Seattle was, I had a goat in the backyard.
Oh yeah,
Got
almost like,
goat milk and shit.
almost like, there. Well, you know, there's.
In Kent, they still got people.
Well,
with goats
yeah,
in
but
the
you see, that used to be
But it's Kent.
the outlying areas. Well, you know, now it's all one big
I remember
megalopolis.
Empire, you know.
You know?
A lot of people don't know what that Empire Strip was all about, you know.
It was a drag strip, I know that.
Somewhere in there, we got to get back to how to school these school that's the next generation. The ones that's probably gonna be the ones correcting all the shit if they're still here.
Well,
Yeah, I
maybe
agree
so.
with you, but how do
You
we
know.
do that? I mean, where do we start?
I don't know.
How many generations
I,
are we
like
going to
Clarence
have to
said,
move?
there ain't enough people thinking that way. We've got to figure out how to get the message across to them so we can open up more minds to the shit. It was kind of like when the acid came out back in the day, you know, it wasn't so much, it was proven, it was just the curiosity of the people back then. You know, we were,
Right, but that's when it became recreational. Acid had been around for
Yeah.
decades.
yes, Sherlock Holmes and all
in,
those
in government experiments
Right.
that went on for years
Yes.
Right.
secretly. Recreationally was our generation in the 60s is when it became recreational, you know? So,
How did it get the term mind expanding?
I guess that's interesting.
You know?
It might have been Dr. Osley and the people who experimented with that. First, remember Osley? There was a
what was
strain
the dude?
called
What was the
Purple Osleys.
what was the name?
Who?
Lanier. I keep thinking Lanier or something.
Leary.
Leary, Timothy Leary.
Timothy.
Timothy Leary was not as scientific
I
as
know, he was
Dr.
kinda like-
Osley. Timothy
He was
Leary.
like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Timothy Leary he just took ideas,
Yeah.
and he might have been the one that came up with mind expanding. I don't know, but the whole thing is, you know, he wasn't as scientific. Dr. Osley
As
was
a matter of
into
fact,
scientifically.
as a matter of fact, I just got through reading a book. Yes, I read books.
Yeah,
Um,
hardcover. That
And-
is crazy.
they're saying that Leary was actually a part of the CIA.
I don't believe that.
Might have been.
Nah,
you
he
never
might have
know.
turned snitch afterwards. He wasn't.
He was part of the CIA.
I don't
And he
think.
might have been
and their master plan was to
Get
get
everybody-
acid
get
into the
everybody on acid.
mainstream and fuck all these people up who's talking
They
crazy.
did fuck their own kids up. That's what happened.
But yeah, see, but the thing about acid is depending on the amount,
Mhm.
you have a different experience. You know, like if you take, well, I don't know,
You can
too much
overindulge
acid,
in
I don't know.
anything. You can overindulge.
You
in
know,
sugar.
but
Take
what
too
I'm
much
saying,
sugar, you
what
got
I'm
a problem.
saying, that acid was so potent
Mhm.
that when you, like, you know, there's times where you might have to hold people down so they won't fly because they done had 7, 8 hits of goddamn acid, and you're going, what the fuck is wrong with you? But these are the people that were jumping out of windows.
The mind expanding part, you know.
So yeah, but
See,
you know,
but here's the answer to your question. My vision is, in order to convey these sentiments and ideas, is we got to go to the next generation. In other words, I got to go to him.
Uh-huh.
You got to go to yours.
Exactly.
Blah blah blah, and then
It goes
they
on down on.
got to go down that. That's how it's got to work.
right,
It's not going to work.
Well, we
in
know there's a
India.
cure out there. It's got to be a cure out there for the shit, you know. It's got to. I mean, that's how intelligent mankind has just got.
no, but
You
you
know,
have
Not
But
necessarily.
you have to remember also a lot of this shit is revenue generated.
Yes.
Okay? You have people, if you could somehow neutralize the people that are distributing this shit all over the world, because if people don't have a source, then they can't deal with it. Right? And then you're sending, in my opinion, a mixed message, because now they got these commercials on where they say that these people that are talking to these kids, their substitute teachers are ex-dealers, and they're telling these kids about how you can't tell the difference when something has fentanyl in it. And then they're saying, here, the only way you can save somebody is by using this nasal thing,
Mhm,
right?
exactly.
Okay, now they're saying all that, and that's wonderful. They should know that. But by the same token, they should be saying, stop fucking taking pills that are not prescribed for your
It's
ass.
for you to take. You're
Then,
exactly.
then you wouldn't have to worry about, because, you know, it's like, there's a bunch of stuff that somebody would have said to me, that's gonna kill you. I would have just said, okay, I don't need that experience. You know, but now everything, and then they're coming in all kinds of fruity looking colors and shit, and they're putting this shit out there. So I think that message is only half right. You should be able to know what happens to your friends who decide to do this, and this is the result. But by the same token, you should also be telling them, sending out that message, why are you taking random pills? Let's stop that shit.
You gotta start so young with them and let them know that is the war. Something trying to make you other than yourself.
But then you also have to bring in something very simple like peer pressure.
Which is powerful.
Peer
It's
pressure
very
is
powerful. The other
Yeah,
kids are doing it.
Yeah,
Anybody question?
Exactly.
Anybody question if all the other kids jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge, would you jump off too?
Uh-huh.
You know, I said,
Exactly.
no, I just fucking head over to Manhattan and chill. But then you're a smart ass, you get that little backhand. So, you know, but what I'm saying is, peer pressure is very prevalent and has been since there have been children.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have to do. You have to get some young people. There are a few now, you look
Exactly,
around, there's a few young people that are making a difference and are talking to other young people and they're connected.
Yeah.
But you know, we're far removed, even though we raise kids and watching our kids raise kids, et cetera, et cetera. But we, you know, in order for us to be this old, we had to be that old first.
Exactly.
But our experiences are different for a myriad of reasons. But by the same token, the problem still exists. We had problems like this when we were younger, and growing up in Seattle, we were away from a lot of it, whereas like you know, if you're in New York and DC and the inner city, those problems are magnified.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're concentrated.
Right? We have small pockets, right? But that was more the rule than the exception back there. And people were using that as, well, an escape mechanism. You know, it's like when you're high and you don't have to worry about the fact that everything else in your life is going, you know, and it's a vicious cycle. You know, but it has to start somewhere.
Maybe I'm just
so you have to do what
maybe
you
I'm just
can.
a little too religious then. I'm just thinking, you know, spiritually, you know, that cure should be there.
No.
That cure should be there. Somewhere, man, it should be there.
That's true, but you also have to remember.
I mean, he made everything,
But
right?
you also have to remember preachers' kids were some of the worst on the block.
Pope too. Shit. I mean, but
And they were raised around spiritual. I knew some thugs that could actually quote. It's just like Pulp Fiction, where your boy was just quoting the Bible, but he was evil as hell. So
well, you know, you got to think like 2001: Space Odyssey.
But the whole thing is
The whole thing.
But the whole thing is religion.
Remember with the ape and stuff?
Whoa, the one that picked up the bone.
Yeah. Where did he find that aggression at? You know, what?
It might be
You know,
inherent.
it's not even a point of survival
it might
then
be
if you're
inherent
looking at
in
another
species.
They were,
like you.
they were trying to say this is how evolution started.
It might be
Well,
inherent in the
maybe, but I tell
species.
you what,
I don't-
I've sat down to watch that movie. I went to the movie theaters to see it, and I sat down to watch it at least
3
10
times, 3,
since
4
then.
times. Yeah.
And I've never seen it.
Okay. Was it good? It's good for napping?
It puts me right to sleep.
Well, alrighty then.
The beginning won't,
So
if he's
now
trying to figure that part
we
out.
have a cure for you. Well, your insomnia just turn on.
Because these apes were carnivorous, you know.
Okay, a lot of apes are.
Hey,
Now, but you know,
What do you mean
if you
now?
took them
They're-
2 by 2 and put them on a boat, you
Not
put
that-
an ape on a boat, and then you cut them free into the wilderness, what are they gonna look for? What is natural to them, you know? A
mate.
banana.
A mate.
A banana or a mate. Or they
Or
got
a mate
they
with
got
a
a mate,
banana.
wasn't he? He went 2 by 2. He went by 2 by 2. You
But
know?
no,
but they're
but
gonna
that-
look for foods that are
but-
natural to them.
But
You
as
know? How do you go from there to carnivorous? He's
because
the ape.
some of them are carnivorous to this day. There's still carnivorous apes. Chimpanzees may not be them. They may not even be considered apes. But it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if a gorilla ate somebody's ass. I wouldn't. But there's
that's a horrible movie, man.
But
That's a horrible
But there's
movie.
vandals, except when he was having that white girl in his hand climbing down inside the Empire State
Yeah,
Building.
right. Look, man, I remember when he
But
was sitting
no.
up
But no.
He bit the dude in half, man.
But no, you remember like there's been a lot of apes in movies,
Uh-huh.
and they have just been cool as hell because they've been trained since they. But in the wild, they might eat whatever. It's like just like bears. Bears aren't normally carnivorous, but they sure as hell like fish.
So we're ape-like, and that's why we're out there eating each other.
Well,
In a sense, you
now
know.
you have to deal with Jeffrey Dahmer type shit. But anyway,
I'm
Yeah,
just
that's-
talking about
that's-
niggas killing each other in general, man.
But
when
no,
you know
I
the
mean,
numbers
that's-
ain't right.
but the whole thing is, if you have a problem, and that problem is eradicating itself, why would you not exacerbate that, or, you know? And that's the way it is. If it's kind of a genocidal thing.
Exactly.
We
We
try to
need
get
more police. So we should
No.
be saying we need
So
more
if
police.
if I want to get rid of them,
Mhm.
and then somehow guns appear
Yeah.
and they start getting rid of themselves, why would I
Yeah.
make any concentrated effort to stop it except for media publicity? They don't care that all these young kids
They're
are
killing
killing themselves,
No.
but they have to go through the motions because people are going to be asking questions as to
That's
why,
why I get to
you know.
feeling guilty, man, because you
I'm
know,
sorry, I'm just
spiritually,
that's
we
my,
should have been reinforcing the spirit to go beyond that. You know, somewhere it's like just because we got older, we got weak. No, I don't think we got
you know
weak.
what?
You know,
Yeah, I don't think you realize something. We live in the most unchurched, unspiritual county in the doggone state.
I would have to say so.
I know. Yeah, I guess I know. I guess I just.
Yeah, but you have to remember
I just don't want
also.
to go out like Jesus, man.
But-
I'm not walking into
but
an
you have-
ambush or
but
some
you have
shit,
to
you know?
remember.
Yeah.
When we were kids, right? A lot of us ended up leaving church or changing churches or whatever because the adults didn't make it something you want to do.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And when you have, you know, it's like
A chance to make a choice.
My
about
daughter-
it. Yeah.
goes to church way more than I do
Mhm.
for various different reasons.
Exactly.
But you and your son have been involved in church.
Yeah, but yeah,
But there was a time where y'all wasn't,
yeah.
you know, on both sides.
Exactly.
And me too. I mean, the whole thing is life changes and your priorities change,
Yeah, and you're human.
right?
You're human.
And you're going to and
You're
the
human
whole
first.
thing is, but the spirituality that was handed down. There was more people when I was a kid that went to church, older people,
Mhm.
than now. And it was like it would be more of a family gathering
Yeah.
than
Of
just
people.
going to
Exactly.
church and have somebody try to pound this into your brain.
No, exactly.
And then
And then
there was
pocket.
times, well, okay, most of the goddamn time, we spent all goddamn day in church.
I heard you.
We go to Sunday school, then in between Sunday school, we spend a
church.
nickel of that quarter we supposed to put in church and go and get a candy bar.
And I
Then
wasn't
we
allowed
go
to do
through
that.
the
I only had
service.
my offering
Then
money.
we would,
I got the worst one.
then
in
you,
my
but
life.
before the
Might have
afternoon
to
program,
do the service.
before the afternoon program, you had to grub. So and the ladies be bringing them big old pies and cakes and
It was.
and
it
you
was
know,
like a
and
giant family
then
dinner.
you have an afternoon program,
Yeah, exactly.
and then after that we used to have Baptist Training Union. So we go to church at 9 o'clock in the morning, and about 6, 7 that afternoon or that evening, we're on our way home.
Exactly.
So I mean, that kept our little asses off the street, breaking into shit, and you know what I'm saying, mischief.
Especially on Sunday.
But that all kind of went away. That sense of church went away because as the older folks got older and died off, the in-between generation dropped that ball.
That's what I'm saying.
And then our generation dropped a few of
Dropped the
themselves.
ball on that. Yeah, I hear
You know, and the next generation,
let's hopefully
you
it
know,
won't be.
but
It won't be that generation.
But the
you know?
problem is you have so much stuff that drives people nuts, like the damn social media. We didn't have that. So that's why I say it's disproportionate the amount of people that have mental problems because we didn't have as much stuff that caused us mental problems as
In the
we got
first place.
now.
If you didn't hear about it, you didn't know about it.
We had some crazy folks. I didn't, you know, it ain't like this and new. But the thing is, you didn't have as much of this kind of violence where people decide, well, what the hell, I'll just go get me a rifle and just walk in and kill 5 or 6 or
Solve
10
my-
or 27
solve my
people.
issues this way.
Yeah, and it's like that. We didn't solve our issues like that, you know? And
that was called revolutionary genocide. You're right about that. That was called.
And
Yeah.
let's not ignore the elephant in the room. What do you always follow? The money. There's way too much money in getting drugs, getting Americans hooked on drugs.
sure.
That you can we can talk to our kids and the young ones, and they can talk to their friends in school. But at some point in time, unfortunately, the ones that are trying to do the right thing and spread the right message, they may come up missing or whatever because you're messing with cartel money.
And
Cartel doesn't give a shit about
nope,
like,
nothing but
American.
themselves.
you know, and they were saying if Americans want to kill themselves, we're going to help them.
And then there's Americans that are making way too much money
Yeah,
helping the cartel
yeah.
screw over their fellow citizens. Okay, it's a human thing. It's that greed
It's a
thing.
human
It's
thing.
that, you know, and it crosses all kinds of lines, ethnicity and religious and everything else. You know, I mean, the whole thing is, you have people, even back in the day, you had people who were Sunday morning Christians.
Yeah.
But Monday through Saturday, oh man.
You don't even
but
want to
they
see
the
the same
ones, but they the ones preaching the most gospel
Yeah.
and everything on Sunday,
Yeah.
you know? And then you had all of these everything was kind of hidden in those years, the 50s and
But there were
60s.
Easter eggs all through that stuff. You know.
But
They were warning you from the very beginning.
no, but
from
there
the
was
moment Dick Tracy flew up in the air and was talking on his watch.
But there was
They
so
were
much.
warning
There
us.
was so much hypocrisy in the values they was feeding us, and
What was
fortunately,
happening?
some of us was smart enough to separate what we could use from the bullshit and move on. you know. But there was a lot of people
we didn't-
talking
we-
out the side of their neck in them days.
Right, we
Yeah.
didn't do a
Yeah.
good job, which led to your question, I think. We didn't do a good job of separating the hypocrisy and moving on. Because I think in that process, we created some
Yeah, we did.
stuff.
I think somewhere we dropped the
Monsters.
ball as
Yeah.
far as
We created
when it
some
came
monsters.
down to the laws and stuff of the land. Somewhere in there we dropped the ball, or they wouldn't have never started that. If you chastise your child this kind of way, shit, we can lock you.
Oh, we call it. Oh yeah, we call it CPS. Oh yeah. I think there were black people because mostly every black person that I encountered and that subject came up, they're all like, okay, here's the deal.
but you know,
Here's the deal. You make 2 phone calls. Wait, you call CPS, and right after that, you just dial 911
Right.
and tell them there's a child about to be assaulted. Call them, tell them that. And by the time they get here, we'll see how much damage I can do till they pull me off your little ass. But see, now that's politically incorrect.
yeah, that's sad.
And then they used to have what's the DARE program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they do?
Huh?
What did DARE do?
DARE was kind of a,
Be
we're
off
gonna
drugs
turn
and
your
stuff.
kids into snitches
Oh,
program.
that's what
For,
they.
yeah,
I never
tell us
figured
who's
out what DARE
doing
did.
this.
It was that just say no.
Well, that all, yeah, that was all around.
All part
You
of
know, we
that,
was like,
yeah.
by that time I was older than, you know, my kids were the ones affected more by the DARE program as far as this. They didn't tell us all that shit. We was beyond that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
'Cause
like,
that was
hey,
always kept like
just say
our
no.
parents were like, you know, they kept us away from this shit. You know, it's just like you don't go in this room. It wasn't they're smoking in there,
Dude,
or
my-
that,
dude,
but
my
they're
dad-
drinking.
dude.
Maybe they're drinking and they ain't got no money being in there with
my
them.
dad was clairvoyant, so I had to fucking out.
Couldn't make that
Because
step.
he was
huh?
buying shit, and I'm like, dude, how did you know I had a pipe in the inside coat pocket of my brown suede jacket?
Yeah.
Jesse's mom
and
called
then Reggie comes over, and my dad said, "Do you know what this is?" Reggie said, "My God, look at the time." I hear my mom calling. So, you know, I had to move out. He was clairvoyant. I don't know how he knew that, boy, but I swear it just, you know, and the whole thing is, you know, we were trying so hard to hide the fact that we were smoking pot because they were believing
It's like,
what they
like
were
Gary
taught
said,
in
peer
that
pressure was out there
generation.
that strong then, you know?
But the thing is, see, it's just like I'm looking at my grandson now, and my daughter and son growing up. They thought they was getting away with so much, and I look back on, I go, God damn, I probably didn't get away with shit. They probably just saved up and just crashed on my ass for the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I go, no, you getting by, but you ain't getting away.
Right. Right.
And that you know,
And that was the whole
thing.
thing, too, you
But
know?
we thought, I mean, like all kids, I mean, we thought we was slick as hell, getting away with this shit. And the shit we got away with, you know, chalk those up as
It'll
wins.
come back and bite you in the ass afterwards.
But the shit we didn't get away with, chalk them up as I don't know.
It was Clifford who taught me this line. Don't just do crimes, think your crimes through. Don't just think your crimes
Think
through.
it to the end.
I have-
Don't just do crimes.
I
You gotta
have,
take it to the end.
I can admit this now. I have planned a bunch of little kid crimes when we was little kids. Cause they would say, well, we're gonna do this. I'm going, no. How about if you do this? And they go over there and they would take stuff, and then me and my boys, we were into surveillance. We're not gonna go to.
And
No, we had a Coca-Cola factory, a Canada Dry factory, and a Langendorf bakery. And so the kids from up on the hill would come down and rip them off. So we would just watch and find out where they hid it, and then when they go back on the hill,
Go rob them,
we
yeah.
take their shit.
Here's the
And hide
beginning
it
of
out.
gangster.
And
They
they were
turned
so,
gangster on
they
it.
were so, I don't know, I can't say stupid, I have to say anal. Because they would hide the shit in the same place every goddamn time. There was these two billboards that by the Canada Dry factory, and then right in there was like, you know, just a little kind of getaway, it was like a little, you know, clearing in the city. And they would always hide it right there. And then me and the boys like, cool.
Yeah.
And then they would go back on the hill, and by the time they go up on the hill, then they want to come back and get it that night, we had it and gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have to actually commit crimes.
Yes.
But
Now you're an
we didn't
assassin.
exactly turn nobody in
Now
and stop
you're
us.
an
But
assassin.
But you
so,
know,
Yeah.
spiritually,
you know,
what was the difference?
huh?
I said spiritually.
No, that's what. Hey, stealing. Fuck it. I don't care if you steal from a person who stole
There is
what
a little
you're stealing.
gratification in it, you
You're
know.
still
Feel like
committing.
you got away
You're
with
still
it.
committing that spiritual indiscretion. So yeah, that's you know, I never said that. I was just saying there was a lot
I
less
did
chance of us getting caught by the
criminally.
authorities.
I did it because it was funny. It made me laugh. It actually made me laugh.
I'm telling you, man.
So the lesson here is all plans are good plans until they're not. So or until they ain't. So
But
if
you
you're-
have to see them to the end. If you're gonna think about it, you got to see it to the end.
But,
you got to
okay,
have an end
okay,
game when it comes
but the
to
end may
crime.
come sooner. If your plan, you dream this plan up,
No.
and it goes to, it ain't a good plan early.
Uh-huh.
Don't see it to an end.
Let me-
Rethink the plan.
let-
No,
let
you
me
got to see it to the
add
end.
to
If you
that.
had that thought in you,
The
you got to
way
finish it.
the
You got
judicial
to finish
system,
what you start.
the way the judicial system works in America, you do not get punished for doing the crime. You get punished for being stupid enough to get caught.
Most
Yes.
of the time.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Yes,
That's it.
that's it.
There's people that have gotten away with seriously big crimes.
Mhm.
And they got away with it until they died and they was gone.
Mhm.
And there's people that had enough money to, you know, grease the rails
You're back to this
and you know, right?
Yeah.
But the average person off the street, regardless of ethnicity, if you don't have enough money to not do time, you're gonna do time.
You're gonna do time.
And the deal is, we pretty much break the law all the time. We don't drive the speed limit. If my car is there, I'm not gonna walk all the way down to the crosswalk, wait for the light, cross over, and then go to my car. I'm just gonna dash across the street. Law, it's jaywalking. They decided, no, this is not just a good idea, it's a law. See? So the whole thing is, if you get caught,
Yeah.
there's a lot of crimes that have been committed over the course of our societal history that have not been solved.
So you
They're
believe the
cold
government is
cases
due
or whatever
for a
they call
rebuild,
them.
huh? You think the government is due for a rebuild,
You know.
and we need people to step up. Here comes that revolutionary.
People
suicide
been going.
we're talking
People been
about.
going to stores, variety stores, and grocery stores and whatever, putting shit in their pocket and walking out since there's been stores and general stores
Exactly.
and variety stores. That's against the law, but they didn't get caught that time.
Right.
Well, because
But if they get caught the next time,
Right.
oh boy, you did something stupid. You let us see you put that in your pocket and walk out. Now you're going in damn jail.
what do? You come up with the perfect scheme, right?
Right.
And it's like, yeah, this is perfect. I planned this out. I practiced it, right? And you pull it off. What do you do? I gotta tell somebody. That's how you get caught.
That's
Because
another
you
thing.
have to tell somebody. If you didn't tell anybody, right?
Nobody would know.
You pulled a perfect crime off, but who cares?
Yeah, you have to brag.
Yeah.
You can't help but brag, because the first thing you can probably do is go out there and buy you some bling, or something. You're gonna tell it anyway, because you're gonna know the difference between
that's what
how
happens.
you was yesterday and how you are today.
Dude.
Something is different about you.
Dude, tomorrow is the end of the statute of limitations. All I got to do is not spend any of the money until day after tomorrow. Until day after tomorrow.
Right.
I done had this shit. I done had this shit for 7 freaking years. It's the day before it's over. And your motherfucking ass had to get changed for a 50.
Right.
For a 50 at the gas station.
And of course, the goddamn serial numbers are still around. So now you and the whole gang gets busted because your dumb ass couldn't wait until the time limit was up.
Yeah.
So we need to be flooding them with
we have
movies
a schoolmate
that
that back in the day when we was talking revolution and whatnot, and him and some partners did the revolutionary thing. They went and they robbed a bank.
Yeah, a lot of that going around.
And they had gotten away. They had gotten the mask. There was no mask, no nothing. They're in the car. Cop pulls up beside them. I mean, nobody knows the bank's been robbed yet, right?
right.
Cop pulls up beside him.
What did you do? Put the mask on?
No, dude reached down and started shooting at him.
They panicked.
That's how they got caught. That's how they got caught.
Yeah. Then there was the time the brother was robbing a particular store and had everything under wraps, and him and his pocket was getting away, except he had a hole in his pocket and dropped his fucking wallet.
Left him lying at the crime scene?
They didn't bother chasing the motherfucker. They just went to his house and waited for him to got there.
I'd go knock on his door while the cop go knock on the door and say, are you so and so and so? You dropped your wallet back here, by the way. The house is surrounded.
I was going with this honey, and her brother, again, a classmate of ours. He comes to the door, comes in, you know, and they're, what you doing? Oh, nothing. Okay, come out. What? This Negro went to the corner store up there on 34th.
Joe's.
It's a neighborhood store.
Neighborhood store.
Joe's, yeah.
I mean, and he had been going in there for years. But what he did was, he had a drawing of himself, and he dropped it.
Wow.
That's how they caught him.
Oh, yeah.
That's up there with
People do stupid shit.
ransom notes or your own personal deposit slip.
Right.
Some people were made to get caught.
Hey, I have a buddy who was driving a cab. He was a comic, and part time. He would drive a cab and do whatever little jobs until he started getting more gigs. So he's driving the cab. Dude comes in. Yeah, man. Take me to so-and-so. Okay, wait right here. This motherfucker went in and robbed the bank.
Oh, yeah,
getaway driver, baby driver.
Jumped back in the cab and take off.
Made him the baby
And my
driver.
boy's like, the cops pull us over and they got guns all in my face. And I'm just like, what? This asshole took a cab to rob a bank.
Yeah. Link thing.
Oh, no, not
You
again.
pull that hot link thing on me.
So, yeah,
I mean, it's scarred for life behind that. Mr. Sonny.
You don't like
When
hot
you
links.
faked you out with the hot link?
You don't like hot links.
Not the way you presented it.
What are you gonna
did he
do?
present it?
Put it up
Okay, we're gonna have to rewatch that episode. You started off with, "Do you like hot links? I knew something was." Interesting.
I think it's a miss.
From the jump, I wasn't sure where you was going,
I don't know.
and then you the guy.
What is it?
Guess what I'm wearing differently today? You that guy. So I'm a little bit leery before I just jump out there. Reflex.
Yeah, like that. Right up, man. Damn.
So, how much time we got? Cause
I don't know.
You guys got about
Oh yeah. That's
I don't know. But the whole thing.
about
is-
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
That's about
Okay.
That should be enough time to answer to
Okay.
figure this out.
I just want to say, oh, we're still on the
Now,
answer. to your
don't do the
question?
hot links. Don't
Oh,
do the hot
I give
links.
up. What does dishwater smell like?
I don't know.
You said lemon scent, man.
I said my dish washer
Oh, your dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
smells like lemon scent.
I thought you, cause somebody told me
said
dishwater.
dishwater.
Well, you said dishwater the whole time. Yeah, this
I heard
person-
dishwasher,
right,
too.
right. But he referenced lemon scent, and I told him that
Oh
the
my
lemon
god.
scent was my dishwasher.
Okay.
Okay, but at the end of the day, you don't really care. It sounds like, or you don't know, and nobody else knows.
He asked the question.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't know. Nobody else cares.
Oh, yeah, what I said
Man,
backwards.
hey, don't put it like that. Even though it's
I
true.
mean,
Don't put it like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Don't
man.
just.
Come on. What animal?
As long as it doesn't smell like, as long as it doesn't
Yesterday's
smell
food.
like,
If it smells like yesterday's food.
no, as long as it doesn't smell like it, like if it backs up and it gets like sewer water
Garbage
smell.
disposal.
We don't want to hear all of that, smell all of that. Okay, you don't
Not
care.
right now because I haven't had lunch.
You don't want to smell all that, so your
It
dishwasher.
smell like
I haven't had lunch.
bone marrow, like ground up bone marrow.
That's narrow. Both narrow.
The bone marrow in the
Marrow.
rib bone, in the middle of the rib bone, when that backs all up and stuff.
What?
How do you spell it?
Not
Marrow?
like the
IT.
filament.
Bone. Huh?
IT.
No.
Oh.
He said narrow,
No.
like the bone marrow, like
Marrow.
Right.
N-E-U.
Listen
She's
to
talking
the ask
like
him
that.
again.
That's why I asked him.
Oh,
How do you spell it?
M-A-R-R-O-W.
With an
well, how
M.
do you spell it?
IT.
That's what I thought. Anyway, I digest. So I want to take a few minutes. Spring, we need to have a conversation real quick. All right. So
I need you to be over.
when I was a young guy, Spring, you weren't very reliable. We didn't take you serious. The weathermen back then were cartoonists. This is how unserious they took weather.
That's right.
Then lately, you started to get good. You know, 70s, 80s in May, we started to rely on you. And it's like, okay, Spring's learned it. But this year, you're all over the map. And it's driving me crazy. I want to get my plants planted. I want to do stuff out there. I can't count on you from day to day, Spring. But I did some research. I found out you're thirsty for La Nina. So she's been blowing your nose wide open. Because why else would we have good weather here? You go all the way over to Japan, grab some storms and bring them back here and throw them at us. So you need to cut it loose.
It's a test and I failed.
Okay?
It's the revenge of the bees, man.
So Spring, I want you to take
It's
the rest of the
revenge
spring
of the
off.
bees, man.
Go somewhere sunny, but come back next year ready to go. Now,
You got to get the bees back.
in exchange for giving you a pass, I want 14 days in July or August of my choice, where it's perfect weather. All right?
Oh God.
And that'll be 8 tornadoes.
All right, Spring, go ahead. Get out of here.
8 tornadoes, a few cyclones,
Yeah.
because they spin different.
Yeah, the hurricane, yeah, the whole thing there.
Yeah.
So that was
We'll
about
give
the
you
weather.
locusts, but we won't give
That
you
was about the
bumblebees.
weather.
Yeah.
But the thing
Spring
is,
is all over the map here. It might
But
be
that-
40 degrees tomorrow night.
but there's no such thing as climate change.
No, there isn't.
That's a hoax.
Is it okay? Are you or are you not, or do you still associate with flat earthers?
Are you not, or have you ever
Or is it
been?
flat earth?
Thank you, Mr. McCoy.
What are you talking about?
Is the world
Flat earthers. One time you had this thing. Okay, it was Herschel, it was Kanye, it was flat earthers. You had
No, it was Kyrie.
it was Kyrie.
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 Kyrie Irving, not Kanye.
I thought.
No, it was Kanye, Herschel, and Kyrie.
Kanye.
Flat earthers.
Kanye was, I didn't know Kanye was a flat earther or Herschel either, but Kyrie was supposedly, allegedly, rumor had it that he was a flat earther, Kyrie Irving. But now he's saying
good?
they all was.
The earth
I
is
don't
round?
remember that.
Ish,
The earth
sort of.
is round.
Round earth. Like a big blue marble?
Like a blick.
A big blue marble, that was too.
I can get that. I took a lot of acid, man, but I didn't see that shit.
Don't you remember that? Don't you
I didn't
remember
see
that
what
show?
you mean there. When I look back,
That
it
was a
was
TV
nuts.
show called The Big Blue Marble.
Yeah,
And it was on Saturdays, and it was scientific and shit for
It
children.
looked like the moon.
And I had
Just like
them,
snow.
so I had to watch that shit.
Had a little
Oh,
color to it,
no.
but not much.
So if the earth is flat
Uh-huh.
and you fall in a hole,
Right.
would you
Go to
land on the
Argotha.
moon?
No,
Or
you
would
be in
you
Not
Argotha.
necessarily.
No, you fall
Argotha,
straight through.
right?
Yeah.
But wait,
Where
but
would
wait.
you land up on the moon?
Or in
But
China.
wait, if you, but no, it's over there. But wait, if you fall off the edge, why would you say you would go down? Because if you fall off the edge, there's no gravity. So you might just get to the edge and take a step off and go like, and just go right on up into oblivion.
So you might fall up.
Fall up.
If you're in a,
Yeah,
You
there's
throw
no
up, you might as
gravity.
well fall up.
There's no gravity.
If you throw up, you might as well fall up with
But
it.
there's no gravity, so you know, all of those things would be out the window.
Hell with Earth's flux.
Yeah,
Flux. I should say.
crazy. That's why I don't want to go up there.
I'm just
You don't
trying
wanna
to figure
go?
out what is,
no.
what's going to kill that desire off in this planet.
I don't want to. I don't want to strap a racket to my ass and go up in where you can't breathe.
I don't know. I was listening.
I heard
I was
Acme
looking
makes
at
a
the
good
war on
record.
nuclear.
So chaperone racket.
Clifford, the nuclear war effort
What?
was about what would happen if they had a global war, right? Remember when the global war?
Yeah.
Maybe a flash of light is the best way to go.
I already said many times that I want to be at ground zero. I don't want to be in a bunker.
I don't want to know nothing
I
but a
want to be in a bunker for
flashlight.
6 months or a year,
yeah.
and then come out to what?
Let alone try to live through that shit and
What's
what all that.
Everything
It's
is
gonna
gonna be irradiated and shit. The
That's
weather's gonna be fucked up because it's gonna be nuclear winter all the damn time.
They were trying to show it on TV.
What's
man.
It'd be like
Global
Mad
war.
Max and shit.
what's the worst way to die?
I don't
Worst
know.
way?
I don't know.
What's
if
the
it-
worst way to die?
I would think drowning.
Drowning?
Yeah, because you're gonna see other people dying right
I
along
would
with you.
think, I would think suffocating.
That's gotta be
What do you
horrible.
think? What's the worst way to die?
I would think suffocating.
Get sucked to death.
Drowning, man.
I'd hate to die with my cable paid up 2 months in advance.
No,
That's the
yeah,
worst.
yeah.
That's the worst way for me to die.
Wait, I would hate to die and my insurance is paid up to the end of the year. Yeah. No,
I didn't make that last call, though.
But you know what would be really terrible way to die, but it'd be very quick?
What's that?
At Weyerhaeuser used to have this machine called the chipper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what it would do is it would take a log, I'd be about this big around, and then it would run down a slot, and it would have these things and these giant blades spinning around, and they would go like, and that log would just be a pile of chips.
Yeah.
Now imagine falling down to that.
Yeah.
The reason
I saw
why-
someone die like that in the movie once.
Was it Fargo?
Oh, the same thing with the meat, though. The ground beef.
Oh yeah,
That one, too. That's horrible.
ground beef. That's
Put him
top.
on a chain and
That's
just
a
lower him
top
down
of
real
the
slow
leg.
into a meat grinder.
A hot dog. Roll him over here.
That's horrible, man. A horrible movie. Man.
I want to die like my.
What if it only had 2 legs missing?
Then it wasn't human.
A cow, front legs or back legs, or
Either.
diagonally.
Either.
I don't know.
Except I'm like your boy Cat Wheel. I'm
Elite.
scared, man. I'm still looking for the chickens with no wings.
The
Why?
Because we have a shortage on wings, chicken wings.
Why every chicken has 2?
Did you? Who was that came out in the report?
Except the ones
That
that
was
was
a
in.
government report.
How many did you get in these
The food shortage was because
What?
of shortage on chicken wings.
The wingless chicken at these hills don't have wings.
No, the wings don't have chicken.
The wings.
They just in there by themselves. And
No,
then what would you put buffalo sauce on?
Buffalo booty or something. I don't know.
Buffalo food.
No, that's why they call them
Turkey
buffalo
butt.
wings.
I eat turkey butts.
You've never seen a buffalo with wings, so it's not obviously.
Actually-
Buffalo with wings.
Actually, it's a good question. What do you put buffalo sauce on besides chicken?
If you don't have wings, because that's buffalo wings is a thing. That's been a thing for a lot of years from the city
Buffalo
of Buffalo.
wings.
Okay, well if
You
you
eating buffalo
if
wings?
you buy batteries, they're not included.
If
What
you
did you
buy-
do? What did you do to us, man?
So what do you do?
What a scam that is.
That's like Stephen Wright said. Stephen Wright said, I bought a package of instant water, but I don't know what
What
to
the
add.
That's a good question.
Instant water.
That's a good question.
So, you
That
know,
is a good question.
but,
Well, on that note, I think it's time to get up out of here. Man, my brain is like outside its norm because this has been so stimulating. So, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe
and share
and share.
Yeah, and
and
definitely. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Black man conversation.
Peace.
Show the backside.
Say it
You know
loud.
the boy wonder.
This is
YouTube
who we are. Hey,
podcast.
Shaky Boos.
Oh yeah.
Cliff.
Go ahead, Cliff. Put yours
Love
up
you,
too.
Cliff.
Oh wait, I have one. And it fits. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll flip it around, Cliff.
Oh
There you
wait, there we go.
Filipino.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You guys think? Oh yeah.
What did you?
Filipino in a way.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All
And
right.
flip them around. Just show them the logo one more time. The logo. Flip it around.
I'm the one.
Gary, flip it around.
I'm the one.
Hey, Gary, flip it around.
Oh, oh. Hello.
Ah!
Hello. Wake up, Gary.
Follow
I show up when you don't expect me
There
to.
you go.
I
Shaky
do.
Boo.
All right.
That'll work.